hi, Brandon. We've started. Are you here? Are you okay? Are you having a stroke? Bell's palsy. You're an old man now. Hey, dude, I recently went to my friend's 90s party. It was a 90s theme party.
Yeah.
I misinterpreted it. I showed up dressed as a 90-year-old.
That's just wacky, man. That's some pretty wacky shit there.
That's the wacky life that I live.
It sounds like you live a very rapscallion, shenanigans-filled life.
I'm always getting into crazy hijinks.
All the time. And so, wait, did you go to a 60s theme party and dress like a 60-year-old?
Yeah. Yep. Just dressed as a man who was like ready to retire. Mm-hmm. Just went through divorce and he's ready to buy a Corvette and fuck some young ladies.
What were you about to say? You weren't about to say ladies.
Broads.
Nice.
I was going to say broads.
But you don't want to say that.
Now that we're on YouTube, it honestly kind of scares me.
I like that you're now terrified of young people. I was like, now that we're people on YouTube, the YouTube audience are going to see this. I'm fucking terrified.
Yeah.
They have pitchforks at all things and all times. I don't think you have to be worried about the YouTube audience. I think that if you say broad, I don't think they'll give a shit.
Right. I know, but I want people to know that I'm saying that ironically because
you don't have to explain it.
It's super out of date.
You don't have to explain it.
It's fun to say.
It is fun to say, but you don't have to explain it.
Like my mom recently asked me, "Is like, are you seeing anyone?" I was like, "Yeah, I've been seeing this new broad."
Yeah,
and she laughed. She's like, "So tell me about this broad."
Yeah,
and we had a good time with the word.
Yeah, it's because it's a funny word. It's literally like now it's turning into this like. This is why I said this joke, just to make sure you all know that I didn't actually mean the mean thing. I actually meant it's ironic. You have to like pull up a fucking graph. You have to pull up a graph in order for people to like not
be like I know this is politically incorrect. And I'm so aware of it that I'm able to joke about it.
Yeah. And I feel like we talk about this a lot on this podcast about it's usually you being afraid of not.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. It's you usually saying something and then being like, oh, shit, can we not say that? I don't know if we could say that on the pod.
What?
You've said that so many times.
You're the one who always wants to edit out shit.
I want to edit out some things that are just like not good jokes where I'm like, just take it out because it's not funny.
Yeah, but sometimes
it's in poor taste and it's also not funny.
But sometimes like, dude, I said something weird. Should we edit that out? Whatever.
Why do I talk like that? I don't understand why that's my impression. I sound like Tim Allen.
Scooby-Doo mixed with Tim Allen.
Okay. So I'm just so I'm like a Neanderthal.
Yes.
Okay.
Indeed.
That's cool.
All right, so fun stuff is happening in the world right now, especially in our country.
Yeah, man, things are. It's kind of just a fun-filled time for all Americans right now. Everyone's having a good time. No one's divided in any regard. Everyone is exactly on the same page.
Yep.
No one's screaming at each other. No one's typing angrily on their message boards or on Twitter or whatever the fuck.
There are no tragedies happening.
Everything. Sorry.
Jinx. Everything is running smoothly for everybody.
Yep.
Everyone's happy.
Mm-hmm. No one is in pain, suffering on a daily basis, and wondering if the whole country is going to go down.
There is nothing wrong or there is nothing we need to update in our amendment. Mm-hmm. Everything that was written 241 years ago is still relevant today.
Yes. Everything's still relevant, and I think that we should actually bring back slavery. Yeah. Because I mean, that was also in there.
Right.
That was in the amendment. That was in the Constitution. It was legal to own people.
Right. Why did that get deleted? Maybe it was a mistake.
It was probably a mistake.
You know, I bet like someone like cut and pasted just by mistake. Like they double clicked a mouse somewhere and like deleted it by mistake.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
We should, everyone write your congressman right now and tell them to bring back slavery.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, since the Second Amendment is, we got to keep that. Mm-hmm. Also bring back slaves.
Totally. And women should go back to not having a right to vote.
Yes.
I'm not sure if that was actually part of the Constitution, but let's bring back everything we've changed.
Yeah. Everything that, everything we've changed, every way we've evolved as a society, as an American people, just go back to the other way because that was working better.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think that worked better.
You know what? Overpopulation is a huge problem. So, therefore, I support cigarettes. I think we should all smoke cigarettes and die.
Yeah.
Because that'll lower the population.
Mm-hmm.
So let's put that in our revised Constitution. All men, all people have to smoke cigarettes until they die.
Until they, yeah.
Yes.
Overpopulation's an issue. Yeah, I just think that piece of paper that was written by 4 old white dudes 250 years ago just is the top tier way of thinking about how to run this country. Like, nothing has changed. Nothing's changed.
Right.
Yeah. And it's great.
Well, that does it for this episode of I'm Sorry, Dad. Message your congressman saying, bring back slavery.
No,
we're kidding.
We're, of course, kidding. Literally everything we just said was a lie. Things aren't that great in the United States of whatever right now.
Yep.
Or in the divided states of America, more like it.
Whoa, dude.
Whoa, bro.
I'm going to get that tattooed. Where? Lower back?
On your cock.
Cock tattoo.
That would hurt.
Would it?
I don't know.
I don't have a lot of surface space to work on, so.
Yeah. They'd just be like, oh, where am I supposed to put the...
Yeah, I'll have to,
letters.
You know the dudes in the street who like write your name on a grain of rice?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
They have those in Boston.
Oh, what, on a grain of rice?
It's like an art form where you do art in tiny dimensions. So I'll just go to a grain of rice dude and be like, hey, I got a grain of rice. It's my dick. Can you give me a tattoo on my grain?
Yeah, and then they'll be like, oh, do you want me to tattoo on your little quinoas too? Your balls.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a good visual.
Yeah, little grain of rice and some quinoas. That's what you should call your package.
Suck my rice.
What's up, babe? You want to see my little rice and quinoa?
Yeah.
Nice. Anyways, shit's bad. Not that it hasn't been for a while, but it's pretty bad now. And I don't know, man. It's just it seems to just be getting worse. But I think, okay, well, the cynicism seems like it's coming from nowhere. And not that every person listening to this podcast doesn't know already about what happened in Vegas.
Right.
In Vegas, there was a concert happening for a country music festival or something. And there was just a lot of people out in the open at this concert. And this guy, this fucking insane cunt, was shooting people with an assault rifle or an automatic weapon from his hotel room in the Mandalay Bay. He was shooting into a crowd, like without discrimination, and he killed 59 people and wounded 500. And so this now is the deadliest shooting in America, which is coming a year after the most recent deadliest shooting in America, which is coming, I think, 2 hours. That came 2 hours after the most recent deadliest shooting.
What, the Orlando one?
The Orlando one happened, and then 2 hours before that, I think there was the biggest deadliest shooting in U.S. history. Oh. And then 30 minutes before that was the biggest one in U.S. history.
Really?
And then 5 minutes before that one.
Okay, you're kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, it's just like... It kind of makes living here a little like... I've considered like leaving the country at this. Like I'm genuinely like thinking about it because I really don't think things are going to change here, especially just because, we got the fucking idiot in office. And I think he's now at this point maybe not an idiot. Maybe he's just like super... He's like tragic because he's trying very hard to not offend Republicans, but he's trying too hard. Like today, did you see what the fucking thing he said today about the shooting?
That in a way, it's a miracle how great the police are behaving. It's just like, dude, don't say shit like that. Be mad.
He's saying that like our law enforcement is really great. And so that's why it's a good thing, because we have good law enforcement.
Why is it that once he only has a positive tone of voice after a tragedy, and then when the NFL players are taking a knee, not even to rebel against the flag or the national anthem, it's for a different issue, that they're protesting racial injustice and police brutality, not the flag, not the national anthem. So then he gets angry saying they're disrespecting our flag and the anthem, but that's not why they're doing it.
Yeah.
They're using the anthem as a platform to get views.
Yeah.
As like cliches, like as social media as that sounds, it's a big platform where everyone's watching. So that's where they can peacefully get their message across.
Yeah.
That police brutality and racial injustice is wrong. I mean, you need to change things. Now Trump is making everyone think that they're protesting the flag.
Yeah.
But they're not.
Yeah. They're not protesting the flag.
So shut up. Get mad about terrorism. Don't have a positive tone of voice and be like, you know what? It's not that bad. The Charlottesville the white supremacist, he was like, he had a positive tone of voice during that. He was like, there's good people on both sides.
Yeah.
Okay, so come on, we can flip this. This is a positive thing. But then when the anthem thing, he's like, this is wrong. Negative tone of voice. Las
we can't even keep track anymore.
Las Vegas is happening. It's awful. He should be angry. But he's having a positive tone of voice.
It looks like he just got done playing golf in that interview. Like, he's just like, the way he looks.
Yeah.
Just like, it looks like he just got done drinking a fucking Arnold Palmer and playing golf. And that's what he's been doing. Like, it's literally golfing is his top priority.
Right.
Because in Puerto Rico, like how he is like, well, we're doing the best we can as he's like taking a swing on the golf course.
Right.
And like, and meanwhile, like everybody over there is just like, we don't have any food or water, dude. Can you just do something, please?
And Puerto Rico's mayor is being amazing. This is an opportunity for him to speak positively about something positive and help. But he was like, the mayor slandered me. She thinks Trump is nasty.
And it's like, dude, who gives he's so into himself.
Yeah.
It like more than fucking like, if he wasn't a president, he'd be an Instagram model. That's what I think. Like he's just like fucking super into himself. And this is what I really don't get. Whatever. He's super into himself. He's a fucking narcissistic cunt, whatever. His fucking fans, I won't call them citizens. I'll call them his diehard fans who are the insane Republican, not all Republicans, but the insane Republicans or just people, the insane people that love him. They are literally like, I really feel like if they love him so much, like I feel like they would all suck his dick at once if they had the opportunity. Like that's how fucking in love with him, with him they are. They're just like, I said this before, but they're like abused, like a toxic relationship that's happening between a guy and a girl, and the guy keeps fucking everything up and cheating on the girl, and then the girl's like, I don't know, I'm gonna fucking leave. And he's like, no, don't leave, baby, I love you, like please, like you're everything I want in my life, and whatever. And then she stays because she's fucking like Stockholm syndromed by this guy, and who doesn't care about her at all. Trump doesn't care about his fans or whatever. He doesn't give a shit.
He cares about his own popularity, and he cares when people, quote unquote, insult him or like try to damage his ego.
Yeah,
he wants ratings. He's not going to change. And
no, he's not.
I think what we're going through right now with the Las Vegas thing, the root of the problem, I believe, is mental illness, and we don't have a good resource for that. But then, so this guy who did the shootings was probably mentally ill. But then, so that's its own issue. That's what I think is probably the root of the issue. That's what made him want to kill a bunch of people.
Well, sure.
But then our society failed with our gun laws. He shouldn't have been able to get 21 guns up into his hotel room.
Well, yeah, the simple fact that he was able to do that, The whole mental illness thing. Like a lot of people are saying, well, we shouldn't focus on guns. We should focus on mental illness. And I know that's not what you're saying.
No, it's not.
But I know that's the argument that the people who don't want to talk about guns come up with. And there's to battle mental illness instead of just battling guns, which are inanimate objects that you can get rid of. You can literally...
It's tangible.
It's a tangible thing you can get rid of. To mental illness there's chemicals.
Yeah.
The brain is the most complex... The human brain is the most complex thing in the universe. Like, almost. I'm pretty sure it is. And how the fuck are you going to but aid hundreds of millions of Americans...
Right.
Who have mental illnesses because there's so many of them.
That's going to be a super long-term thing, but shorter term, still long-term probably. A shorter term is gun laws.
Yeah. It's just like, it just seems so simple. It really does. Like to me to be like, okay, so mentally ill people, that'll be something that we work on starting now. And in 20 years, maybe we'll have a better grasp on mental illness. Guns. We can literally, like, in the next year, do something. Like, I'm talking as, like, Congress.
Right.
Like, in the next year, we could ban almost all of them, and you can't, like, and so that way fucking crazy people can't get guns. Okay, so let me paint a scenario for you with this new thing, with this new system that I just now talked about. You play a crazy guy, and I'm going to play a guy at a gun shop, and you're coming in, and you ask for an assault rifle.
Okay. Excuse me. Can I have a rifle?
No.
Why?
Because we don't give them out anymore, actually.
Come on.
No.
Well, do paperwork.
No, we don't. We don't feel like it's necessary for you. What do you do for a living?
I'm a retired accountant.
Retired accountant?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't feel like it's necessary for you, a retired accountant, to have... How many assault rifles did you want?
I'd like to purchase 21 assault rifles, please.
Yeah, we don't think it's necessary that you get 25 assault rifles.
So then wouldn't that put you out of business?
Well, we are shutting down. But we're now, because they just put this new system in place where we're not allowed to sell anymore. So we are going to be shutting down in the next week or so.
But won't that hurt a lot of gun shops?
Yeah, but there are like McDonald's and everything, so the economy will be fine. Like we guns aren't funding America. I mean, they are to a certain extent, but we'll be okay. We'll maybe take a hit financially for about maybe like a year, but we'll be okay. So we're going out of business, but I just want you to know that you can't buy anything.
But wait, I wanted to kill strangers.
See, I know that. And originally what would happen is you would fill out a little form. Yeah. And we would do a background check on you. And that background check would indicate to us, statistically, you aren't going to kill a bunch of strangers with these 21 assault rifles. Right. Statistically, you won't.
But the background check doesn't tell you that I am currently fucking insane.
It doesn't tell us that, no. Because you don't have a criminal record, right. So we don't have any way of knowing that you're criminally insane. We don't know that. So we would have to give you those guns. But we're not doing that anymore. So...
God damn it. I guess I'll throw rocks and...
Yeah, go. You know what you should do? What was your plan? Did you want to go to like a concert and kill a bunch of people?
I wasn't sure yet. I just wanted to shoot into a crowd.
To get rid of the demons in your brain?
I'm not sure.
You're not. Oh yeah, because you're criminally insane. I keep forgetting. So why don't you do this? Why don't you get a slingshot? Make a slingshot.
Okay.
Get a couple rocks and start flinging them at people's bodies.
Or wait. I could buy...
And then when you do that, you will get fucking tackled and beat... The shit will get beat out of you, and then you'll get sent to jail. And then in jail, you'll probably get touched by a guy named Carlos. And then you'll get thrown out and just live the rest of your life as an insane person.
Well, that's not cool.
It's not cool.
Maybe I should get help for my mental illness.
Oh, well, we don't really like... The whole we're just now doing the gun thing. we're just now getting rid of the guns. This is going to take a while, so you're going to be fucked for a while. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, that was a good little act out.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, I don't know. It sounds, you know what's so funny is that whole thing, there's a guy holding a fucking M80 right now, or not an M80, he's holding a rifle who's part of the NRA, who's a Trump supporter, who's just listening, and he's just fucking sweat, just fuming anger. Because literally if anybody brings up an argument that says, let's get rid of this shit, let's just get rid of, or for the love of fucking God, just ban being able to buy an assault rifle. Like, ban that. Ban being able to buy any kind of machine, any kind of gun that shoots bullets out at high velocity. That is the only reason that gun exists is for war, for killing hundreds of people, which that's the only function it has. You don't kill a fucking deer with that.
Right.
So maybe we just get rid of that, like all those guns, and then that's a start. I'm not saying having a pistol is okay either, but I'm saying to get rid of those guns first.
Super deadly one.
And this is me trying to appease the guy that's beating sweat right now and is furious, the Trump supporter. This is me trying to appease him. But if I say that, he'll say, you're a fucking idiot. You have no idea what you're talking about. Like, and they'll say, well, you know, guns don't kill people. They don't
kill people.
People do. If you get rid of the guns, nothing will change. People will still find a way to get guns. It's like, well, at least it's like,
people won't have the means to be able to kill people in the amount that they are doing.
Like, so easily.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like, it's so easy to just go into a gun shop or a Walmart and get fucking a bunch of guns. Right. And then go to a place and kill a bunch of people. It's just so easy. If you just get rid of that aspect of like going into being able to easily go into a place, get guns. I don't give a fuck about the background checks, because background checks have failed. They keep failing. Like they're not working. How many like, and people also say like, there's the argument that if we had the dumbest argument is more people should have guns so that way they could have killed the shooter. Like, right. That's legit an argument, is that we'd solve the problem with more guns.
I saw a tweet thread from, I believe it was a police officer or at least a security guard, probably a security guard, who him and his team had guns. But they were horrified to use them because if they started wielding guns, the police so they must have been security guards. They didn't pull out their guns because the police would have assumed that they were one of the shooters. So having people armed in a scenario like that, the police are just going to assume you're the problem. You're one of the shooters.
Yeah. That's not going to help anything at all. Then there's going to be chaos because people will be like, oh, there's more than one shooter.
Yeah.
And then like things are going to get fucking really chaotic.
There's be a domino effect. Maybe someone has a personal carry weapon on them. It's like, oh, fuck, that guy's a shooter?
Yeah.
And then he becomes a shooter. and then
the guy shooting, the actual shooter's just like, oh, they're just killing each other down there. I'll probably just stop. Like, it's just so... The whole there's no arguments like anymore. Like, it is funny that this is now... Because shootings happen every day, like literally every day. Like 2 or 3 people die in an office because some guy lost his job, or it's just nuts. A whole family dies because the husband was, whatever, cheating, or because the husband was psychotic and he killed his whole family.
And just like gang violence and random acts of violence.
Sure.
Like that.
Yeah, random acts, all that stuff, those happen. And we just kind of like go like, well, it's America. Like, we'll just not, who cares? That's just like a little... That's like a fucking freckle on America's ass of problems. It's like, even though it is a huge problem, and it takes something like this, like obviously it's a much bigger number, like 59 people dead, 500 wounded, but it just sucks that like this is now what is making everybody go like, we have to do something now.
But it hasn't been just this. There's been so many times where Congress does nothing.
Yeah.
In doing nothing, that is doing something. It's saying that...
It's okay.
It's saying that, hey, it's just part of everyday life in America here where you might get shot.
Yeah.
Your family might die today. Every day, you might get shot.
Yeah.
And that's just part of being an American.
I mean, it is like that's the message that they're sending out is like, and I'm trying to figure out like what makes Americans so much more violent than other places, because I'm not violent, but what makes them so wanting to cling to guns? Because the problem is that it's not that. Like obviously Congress's problem too, because they're the ones that are saying, no, this is okay. But it's also the citizens are like, don't take away my guns.
Right.
Don't take them away. And like, that's a good majority of the citizens too.
Right.
Sorry.
And because so many people want to keep guns, politicians are afraid to ban guns because they will lose popularity and they won't win their race.
Yeah. Has it not occurred to these supporters? Okay, let's go to the Trump supporters. Has it not occurred to them that, okay, there has to be a reason why the government is like, we're not going to ban these guns. Like, there's got to be a reason for it. And I go to the really fucked up side of saying like, oh, they don't want to get rid of the guns because they want this shit to keep happening. So they want people to keep killing each other. For some reason, I don't know what the reason is. Maybe it always comes down to money. Maybe it's a money reason. And the Trump supporters are supposed to be the hardcore American. We're actual Americans. Like, we actually we want change in the country and shit like that. But they're the ones that are fucking doing exactly what the government is asking. And being a true American, Americans overthrew the British. Like, the whole being an American is being like, no, we don't want to be under a tyrannical rule. We don't want the shit like this to keep happening. That's why America is here, is because we didn't want to be fucking ruled by a tyrannical system and government. And they're saying we want the government to be controlling everything. We want we want the guns to still be here. They're like Stockholm syndromed now by the tyrannical government. Like, they are Trump supporters. And they're the ones that are saying, no, dude, I'm red pill, which means that they're woke or whatever about the fake news and all this shit. It's like, I just think it's so weird. That was a whole different discussion. I'm sorry. But I just think it's so weird that I'm going to get a little selfish right now. I don't want to go into a movie theater scared all the time. And that's how I am now. Mm-hmm. And
you're scared because people have easy access to guns.
Yeah. And I don't, because, okay, here's something that really hit me. And I'm not saying that this is the only reason why the whole Vegas thing hit me. Because when I heard about it, 59 people dead, 500 injured, horrifically tragic. But I was having dinner with my mom last night and we were talking about it. And she said that the guy performing, I forgot the guy who was performing at the festival.
I don't know.
She says, he's a country music singer. She says, me and your stepdad, that he's our favorite artist. And if we had just a little bit of money, just a little bit, we would have gone to see him. Mm-hmm. We probably would have gone to that concert and seen him. And I just, that's the thing that really made me go like, holy shit. Like,
right.
Just slight, if she also wasn't fucked by by taxes and all that shit, then she would have gone to get killed.
It's crazy.
And that was the thing that made me go, fuck, dude. Like, all those people who were there, just, I don't know.
They just wanted to have a good time.
Just wanted to have a good time. And it's just so, I'm sorry, I'm talking too much.
And aside from all the political shit and congressional shit, is that even a word? Congressional? Yeah, that's a word.
Yeah, I think it is. Congressional, yeah.
What we can do to help is just, this is going to sound cheesy and cliche, but love each other and be nice. Like, that is something we can do right the fuck now. We can't solve the mental illness problem right the fuck now. We can't change gun laws right the fuck now. But what we can change is our kindness for each other.
Well, I think that's already there, right? I think that,
enough.
I know it's not enough, but think about it. Like after the shooting happened, like people were lining up to donate blood in Vegas. Mm-hmm. Like we do love each other. I feel like we do, for the most part, love each other. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's a huge clash between two parties right now. Like America's super divided and everything, but I feel like deep down we do love each other. But the problem is that one bad egg can cause all this tragedy from a fucking rudiment. Like it's such a dated system. One bad egg can cause mass tragedy from a dated system that was written by four really old white dudes that fucking shot muskets.
Right.
Like that's the problem, man. And I want to be able to go into a movie theater, not be terrified when a guy leaves, because that's happened before where I'm in a theater, guy gets up, walks out, and I literally look. Yeah. I look at him. I'm like, I'm making sure he doesn't look suspect.
Right.
And at the gym, I do that too. At the gym, I look around at shady dudes, and I'm like, okay, that guy might be a problem. Mm-hmm. Literally everywhere now, I do that. Because I know that it can just happen anytime and any place.
I'm going to reach for a silver lining here.
Yeah. I'm sorry I'm being so doom and gloom, but this is the, like, I've grown up with this shit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't think, because you're 33. When you were a kid, when were you born?
84.
84. So when you were a kid in 84, mass shootings weren't a thing, were they?
No. The Rodney King police brutality happened in 94, I believe. But as far as I'm aware, in my awareness as a child, mass shootings definitely weren't as prevalent. They were probably a thing.
Sure. But they weren't on the news every other day.
No. And granted, there was less news outlets. There was no social media. But it seems like it's gotten a lot worse.
Well, I have, because I was born in 1994. And so when I was going to middle school, it was 2006. 2006 was when I was noticing school shootings were happening a lot more often. I would literally go into...
Columbine was the first thing that I recall.
Yeah, Columbine was 1999. And then after that was... there were a bunch of little school shootings, which is such a weird thing to say, little school shootings. But there were a bunch of other school shootings that happened. And before that, and then Virginia Tech happened. That was 2007. And I think I was like 13 when that happened. And so that happened. That was the deadliest shooting in American history. And every day at school, I would check the news because it would always be a new mass shooting would happen, either at a school, at a workplace, at a hair salon, someplace. It would just keep happening. And so I grew up with this. Mm. This is how I think now. Is I'm afraid to live here. Right. I'm literally afraid to go, like I said, movies, grocery store, any place, concert.
Yeah.
Any place.
Big time.
And every place there's a lot of people, a lot of other Americans. I'm fucking terrified. And it just should not be that way. I don't know. To me, it shouldn't.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be fearful of your life when you're trying to have a good time.
If guns were illegal, yes, people could still get them on the black market, but there'd be way less. And then there'd be a lot less fear out in the world. But like I said earlier, I'm going to try to reach for a silver lining here.
Go ahead.
This is going to sound selfish, maybe. Selfish to everyone. But huge tragedies like this force you to step outside yourself. And then you gain perspective on life. And when something this big, you realize, wow, this is really fucking important. My other problems in my own life, they're actually not that bad. So in a way, it can relieve us from our own personal bullshit. It forces us to step outside of ourselves and realize that the things we're going through aren't that bad after all, because there's a lot worse things happening.
Yeah. Your problems aren't that important because you could be slaughtered like a fucking pig in the middle of the day for no reason by an insane person. So that's America. So until we get things changed, let's make eye contact with people. Let's smile. Yeah.
Say, hi, how are you?
Uh-huh.
And then if someone says that, respond with an eye contact, smile. Good, thank you.
And then they'll take out a gun and shoot you in the fucking face.
That's so Brandon of you.
No, I mean, yeah, man, I don't know. I do think that eventually I'm leaving the country.
Where would you go?
Ireland.
Ireland?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
Like, just go any place that's not here. Because I don't know if I could. This place, I don't think the whole, and I'm sorry I keep being negative and you're positive about this, but
I'm not positive.
I mean, you're trying to find silver linings, and I really do think that, like, this place, like America, I don't think it works. I don't think the idea of everybody has access to guns, everybody has access to, you can make your own wealth, you can make your own business, but in order to do that, you have to shit on a bunch of other people in order to get what you want. Mm-hmm. Capitalistic society mixed in with, or capitalistic ideals mixed in with anybody can have a gun, protect yourself. I don't think that works.
Some people do need it. A very, very small percentage of Americans need guns to actually live. Like, there are people who live off the land in, like, Alaska and shit. There are people who live off the land in Jackson, Wyoming, where I lived for a year. People who choose to have no electricity and choose to not shop in grocery stores. It's a very, very small percentage, but those people do need rifles, not machine guns.
Well, okay, so they choose to not do all the things that modern society gives you, which is electricity and food.
Correct.
So they choose that.
Yep.
So we have to now say, okay, all guns are okay for every person to have, because you who chose not to do what we do because you want to live this weird lifestyle. Now we all have to have guns, and now you...
Yeah, but that's not why we have guns. It's not for that small percentage. But what I'm saying is, if we do make guns illegal for everybody, mm-hmm. a small percentage of people will possibly die because they can't hunt for their food anymore.
Why don't they get bow and arrows if this is the lifestyle they're living? Why don't they get spears? Why don't they jump on a bear and or whatever animal and just stab it with a knife? Why are they cheating? Why are hunters? This is a bullshit argument. Hunters are like, no, dude, I'm not saying your argument is bullshit. I'm saying I've heard this argument before of, bro, I just hunt with my guns. Fucking, you need a pistol and a fucking sniper to kill a deer. Like, do you know what we used to do? Like, we used to have bow and arrows. We used to have spears. We used to have fucking, like, just slingshots that you would shoot at the deer's head. And that way it was fair game.
Right.
Because you weren't cheating. The deer is fast. You are not fast, but you are clever. And you can make a slingshot or spear or bow and arrow that you make. That you're not fucking buying this hunk of metal that can annihilate a deer. It's just not fair. And it's like... You're not a hunter, you're a fucking cheater. That's an excuse. That's just a massive excuse. Mm-hmm. It's not for hunting. And these people that live these lifestyles in fucking Alaska or bumfuck wherever, fucking make a bow and arrow out of some sticks and rocks and fucking, or hop on a deer and bludgeon it with your hand. Don't do this shit. Don't be like, well, I need a gun. No, you don't.
Okay.
You fish. When you fish, you use a fucking this. You use a fish rod, or you use what is it called?
Fishing rod.
Fishing rod, and you throw it in, and then the fish grabs it, and then you pull it up, and then you have a fish now. You don't throw a grenade into the ocean.
I'm just saying that's going to be an argument.
I get it. I just don't. I am at the point now where I don't believe in any of them, the arguments. I genuinely don't anymore. So, and that might make me a crazy leftist or whatever the fuck people like to label.
It's just what you think.
Democrat. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not either.
Neither am I. I think I'm an independent.
A libertarian. I don't know what the fuck I am. I just, these are the it's just basic common sense. Just basic. The most basic. I'm not smart at all. At all. And this is basic shit.
Right.
Like, And that is not even like, that is rare, basic common sense.
Right.
Not even like heightened, like, I don't know, just basic shit. Anyways,
Where do we go from here?
what do you mean? From where we just are in the podcast, or where like we are in America?
I mean, no, I'm just saying, like, is there a way for us to conclude what we have already said? I guess there's not. Or we just need to change gun laws.
I think that we need to. I don't think we're going to. And I think that eventually these numbers will continue to rise, and we'll continue to be like, this sucks. And some people will leave the country. Some people will stay. And I think eventually it'll be, this is doom and gloom, and I'm sorry, but I really do eventually think that it'll be psychos running the government, psychos on the streets, and that's it in America. Because that's the only place that it's going. That's really the only place that it's going. Psychos who are the citizens, meaning like not just psychos that kill people, psychos being like, my gun, like jerking off looking at their gun. Those kind of psychos. And psychos in the government that are allowing guns, that are allowing those psychos to exist and almost endorsing their behavior. And that's where I think it's headed. I don't think anything will change.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I have hope that it will change. I really, really hope this changes things. I don't want there to be another tragedy. To keep on being more and more tragedies, but I mean, it's not looking good, but I do have hope.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Sure.
We can do it.
You're like, we could do it, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just don't be a fucking asshole and shoot a bunch of fucking other human beings with your stupid gun. You fucking coward. Just don't be a fucking asshole in both regards. Don't be a fucking asshole, a crazy asshole that kills a bunch of people for no reason. And I mean, don't be an asshole that says, well, that asshole that did that, that's not me, so I should still be allowed to have my gun because I'm more important than the rest of the world until it happens to me. Mm-hmm. Until I am in a mass shooting, which is what is going to happen. That fucking, the lead singer, it was huge. He was pro-gun. He was a huge advocate for guns. And then that tragedy happened. He's like, wow, I didn't realize that shit that happens to other people can fucking happen to me.
Right.
And now he's like he's so anti-gun.
So let's fucking change things. I have hope. You don't. I'll stick to my hope. Yeah. I think people listening.
I'm not saying I don't have hope. I'm saying I think I have hope for the bigger picture of like the human race and everything. I don't have hope for this place. Mm-hmm. I don't think this place works.
Right.
I think that American ideals are founded on violence, selfishness, and being a dick. Because those three things are how, not how we overthrew the British, but those three things are how we founded America. Mm-hmm. Was when we took it from the people that were here before, the Indians, or not the Indians, the Native Americans. They took it from the Native Americans. Was violence, being an asshole, and being selfish.
Yep.
That's how this place was founded, and that's how it still is. So maybe this is true to America. I'm not sure.
It's going to be hard to break, but we can do it.
Yeah.
And until then, I'm just going to smile and say hi to people and be a nice guy.
Yeah. And also, one thing you can do is donate.
Yep.
To the people in Vegas.
We'll put a link in this profile, in our episode profile. So we can do things, but the long term, it's going to take a while.
Do the best you can right now for what's happening right now. Mm-hmm. And just really, and I agree with you what you're saying about like really like text your mom, like, I love you. Yeah. Call your family, tell them you love them. Call that girl that you once loved and so things didn't work out. And just tell her, hey, how are you?
Right.
And see what happens from that. Because this shit's too short, man.
That just made me feel warm inside.
Yeah. Just, I'm being serious. Like, do that. Because this shit is too short. And shit like this can just happen now. And it's not worth it to not live every day it's so cheesy, but not live every day the most you can.
Right. And it's like my mom used to force me to say every day before school, I'd be about to leave, and she said, "What are you going to do today, Rye?" And I knew the script. It was, I'm going to be nice to everybody, even if I don't like them. And guess what? I fucking was. It worked. Me verbalizing that, I was nice to everybody, even when I didn't like them. And it has been very rewarding. As much as you're not supposed to be nice for something else, it works. It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
So let's be nice to everybody, even if we don't like them. Mm-hmm. Do you agree?
I do.
I'm sorry, Dad.
I'm sorry, Dad.